Hello, I'm Alice Rhodes. Finally, for my last Care Bear design, I designed a one piece. I based it off of the Galaxy Witch Lady Sloth dress. There's the design. You can see the similarities of the baby doll cut compared to the Lady Sloth one. I looked at my actual dress to kind of come up with the pattern as a guideline, and I used the bedtime bear print with this yellow fabric for the underneath and the light blue. Okay, for this one I actually still had the copies of some of the pattern cutting, so I cut the pattern out of this mailing paper and then I cut out it into the material after that, except for on the skirt. On the skirt, I'm just wanting a rectangle piece, so I just measure it out right onto the material and just cut for the width of I need. Here's some of all the pieces. And then I make sure to iron everything out to make sure it lays right when I go in to sew. It's an awful, tedious process, which I absolutely hate. So I always do not the best of job with it. And some of the creases with this cotton fabric is so annoying to get out. I really don't like working with this kind of cotton because of it. Okay. So yeah, my footage is still kind of questionable. Is my old setup, like with the other videos, but have a little bit better lighting in these ones. So I start with creating the collar. I have it all ironed and pinned in with the lace trim, and then I sew just a straight stitch along the ends and just pull out the pins as I go. Then I'm sewing all the other pieces to the body part, doing a zigzag stitch for this. And I go in for the sleeves with the lace. I use the elastic cord again, but it does stretch out, so I probably will have to redo that sometime in the future because it is already coming undone. I don't know if it's just I don't know how to sew very well with the elastic cord, or if it's just not really that ideal to use in the first place. I'll probably use just an elastic band instead. Okay, and then I start sewing these skirts together. I clean up my ends after I'm done sewing. I was just being kind of lazy. But yeah, I go in with a zigzag stitch and then I clean everything up. And I was making pockets for this one as well. The pockets are a little better, but I'm still just not very good at pockets. I need to work on that. That is completely on me. But I make sure they're big enough to hold my phone and wallet, because I don't always like to have a purse if I don't have to, unless it's a purse that I know would match my cord that I want to use. Okay. And then I sew on the lace to the trim with also a layer of yellow ruffle, a solid yellow ruffle under the lace. And then I take a break from that to work on my accessories, which I make some bows and then a hat, and then also a triangle headpiece. This is me pinning all the pieces together, adding the lace where I want to add lace to. So I want to make sure they're already all pinned in there. And then I start off with sewing the hat. I just want it to be, I just working with the round circle to make it and then add elastic into it. So it's like a little bonnet. And then here's me sewing the triangle piece, just doing a straight stitch, and then I'll flip it inside out and hand sew the hole. Adding the lace trim to it before I add in the elastic band is what I just used for this one. Okay, now I don't really have much footage, but I do fold the skirt and pin the pleats of the skirt, and I just used the fork trick with this. And I think I did about an inch for each one. I don't remember exactly, and I don't really have the footage to go off of, but that's what I did to line up the skirt, and I sewed the top layer on, and then I sewed the bottom layer after that. And I make sure to do a zigzag stitch reinforced with a straight stitch as well to make sure the stitches hold with it being so much material. Can't see what's going on there, sorry. Yeah, the footage, the angle's a little better to kind of see, but it still needs some work. But yeah, it was really hard trying to hold the weight of the skirt. I think I used maybe a bit too much material. And then lastly, once I have both layers of the skirt sewed on, I make a waistband, which is the yellow fabric. Just similar to how the lady sloth one is, where it's just a waistband to tie around and in a bow in the back. And here is the finished dress. This one turned out the best out of all of them. There's still a lot of issues that could be fixed, and part of it was just me being a little lazy and rushing. Because there's certain parts of the process I just get really bored with, and then I just don't want to do it. But overall, I think it turned out pretty well. All the problems could be easily fixed, and I could still go back and fix them if I wanted to. I don't wear these dresses that often, because though at first I thought they would be cute, I don't actually wear Sweet Lolita very often anymore. So, but yeah, here they are, and the accessories came out really well. I, again, might need to make a video where I just so how I make hair accessories and stuff. And go more in depth on the pattern making and picking different trims and stuff. Maybe make some more gothic or classical ones, since that's usually what I actually wear. But I just took some quick little fashion photos just to kind of show off the dress with some of my Care Bear collection. I do think I use a bit too much material on the skirt, because it is very heavy and it's really wide, which is really fun at times, but also it's just a little too much. But that's pretty much it for my first ever set of Lolita designs. I will keep all these patterns to kind of upgrade on and to work on in the future until I find something that I really like to work that works, and then I'll make a digital copy and start the process of actually talking to manufacturers for my original design, which hopefully I'll get to that point sometime before the next year. See you next time!